Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. So on the north side as the US player, we have I can never say this right. Shaolinosaurus. Soros. I can never pronounce that name. And so on the south side as the Wehrmacht or Panzer Elite player, we have NOOB play. And I just say the word noob wrong? Jeez, I can't pronounce any names right. Not even the words I should be pronouncing. Got the Captain Grad capturing up the fuel point, and we're going to be going straight to this munitions point, it appears to be. Or nope, going to this cutoff point. And it looks like the Panzer Grenadiers here could be going for the munitions point, or they're going for this far munitions point. Actually, no, they're making them more of a rotation up north. Looks like they're heading towards... Doesn't look like they're heading towards over here. Looks like they're heading towards... Perhaps engaging with the engineer. He's also using the... It's considered a bug or technique to sort of split up the squad like that. I'm not sure who's capturing up at the moment. It may... Yep, it looks like it was the Captain Grad capturing that up. Base pushing its way forward with the G43 squad trying to deny this munitions income. But another Panzer Grenadier pushes its way forward as well, so he's sending up all of his forces along the left side. There is an engineer along the right side. And the Captain Grad will be avoiding the 30 cal of the Jeep. Over here, we've got this Panzer Grenadier squad coming to reinforce as well. Riflemen should be out soon. And he's going to go ahead and buff out the scratches of the Captain Grad.
Jeep is getting shot to hell here.
Jeep's receiving a bit of fire. It's getting some damage there onto the Jeep, slowly but surely. This engineer pushes his way forward, eyeing for this fuel point, appears to be. And got the rifleman perhaps eyeing for this strategic point now. Jeep receiving some more repairs from the engineer. The engineer is down to 2 models and going for the cutoff point, but of course when he decaptures it, it won't be cutting off anything. Captain Grad will be capturing this munitions point now on the right side. Fuel point is being captured, but the riflemen are not going to capture that cutoff point. Or either cutoff point. Three squads of Panzer Grenadiers are here. He is deploying on another rifleman.
This is recon. Here, listen.
We do have another Panzer Grenadier deploying to the right flank, eyeing to capture these points. We do have the engineers capturing up that fuel point now. And another rifleman squad is now on the field. Looks like he's laying down some sandbags right there, trying to hold the ground from the Panzer Grenadiers. Riflemen now coming in support. He can push the engineers more forward and will draw some fire for the riflemen. But nope, he's going to be using that engineer to capture the munitions point now. Over here, Panzer Grenadiers making their way forward, receiving some fire. And Rifleman is behind that hedge line, but is getting some bullets onto the building. When it comes to fighting buildings, you don't need to see the units, you just need to see the building itself. So he did get some shots off there. But we've got all the Panzer Grenadiers now responding. The Jeep is on the road, so she should be able to back out of there quickly. Rifleman could get inside this garrison, but there's only 2 windows on the side. Looks like there's 5 Panzer Grenadiers currently deployed on the field, and what, only 2 riflemen at the moment. A 3rd rifleman squad is being deployed out now.
Rifle squad reporting for duty.
Captain Grad pushes his way forward, maybe eyeing for a cutoff point. Rifleman squad advancing with the support of the Jeep. Panzer Grenadiers, at least 1 gets inside the building. There are 2 windows inside. Decides to put in both of those Panzer Grenadiers there. That's just needs to keep 1, not 2. Because right now only 2 rifles can fire from that direction. Panzer Grenadiers still roaming around, does get too close to the base, receive some fire from the 30 cal. And a mission point will be captured up by the Captain Grad. Captain Grad is at full health. And now the Panzer Grenadiers push the way forward, eyeing for this cutoff point, but you will need to get this one as well to cut off. Because if this one gets decaptured, this one will maintain the supply for him. And Mitchell's point up here has not been captured up either. Nor has any VP on this entire map. And this is not Annihilation, it's still a VP game. Getting some damage there onto the engineers. Oh, here we do have the Kettengrad decapturing up the fuel point behind the hedge line. He can't push forward because he's receiving some Panzer Grenadier fire as well. So that fuel point will be decaptured. And we'll cut off the munitions point in that sector as well. And that engineer does fully go down. Still just 3 riflemen. Is he getting out a 4th rifleman? He is not. He's going for a supply yard. He may be eyeing for an early Greyhound. Because maybe he has to be worried about any sort of light vehicle play. We do have a Camp Groove Company, so we may see a 250 half-track. Or maybe just going to build that to get the Panzerjäger Command to get out some 222s.
Our supply lines are being threatened.
This is a cutoff, but nope, that's, well, yeah, that is a cutoff point. Because this point here needs that point to gain supply. Engineers receiving quite a bit of fire there. Not engineers, Jeep. And Jeep is getting repaired up by the engineers. It does cut off that point. So right now the US player only has a fuel point in sector. Rifleman eyeing for this heavy cover there. It's a good position there for the rifleman, but there's going to be a lot of Panzer Grenadiers fighting. He may use the suppressive fire ability there. Jeep's coming his way to support, not fully repaired up yet, and going to be knocking around the Panzer Grenadiers. The Panzer Grenadiers are now completely encircled by these 4 squads. Though the Jeep is severely wounded, the rifle engineers do fall back. Kettengrad's making his way forward, may draw some fire, and will knock around the riflemen. Rifleman squads are pushing their way forward, and these Panzer Grenadiers will need to fall back. These squads should escape on out there, shouldn't be wiped out. In fact, that squad still has all 3 of its members. Jeez. Oh, nope, only had 2.
Just tell us what you need us to do.
The sector is now being reclaimed, which will get all the sectors back in supply, excluding the one on the far right.
Objective secured. Rifle squad defended.
The riflemen are going to be holding behind this heavy cover there. It's a good position for them, but they're a little bit outnumbered. This cutoff point is being decaptured, which deny the fuel munitions over here. The rifleman squad do fall back. There is a trio center deployed on the field, and we do have the Kettengrad trying to capture up this point, and we'll find the Jeep. Rifleman here behind a bit of some heavy cover there, as these Panzer Grenadiers are making an advance, trying to go for the cutoff point there. The US player has captured up the majority of the map. Kettengrad may actually go down to the Jeep. One more burst could take it out, but does roll a miss there. Maybe it was throwing rounds into the Panzer Grenadiers. It will be on the runaway. Could get his own engine damaged by these Panzer Grenadiers, but nope, he does fall back, try to get it repaired on up. Another rifle squad came in to support as well, getting some good damage there onto the Panzer Grenadiers. One of them has fallen back, the other one has now fallen back. And now we've got a 222 now out in the field. We do have a motor pool deployed on out. Likely there's going to be a Greyhound sooner rather than later, especially when we see the 222.
We're losing ground out there.
Kettengrad is going to capture up that point behind the stone wall.
Point captured. Rifles at the
And this
ready.
point does get captured.
Fire!
And now that's actually the first set of VPs actually being counting down. It is the almost a 10-minute mark, and now Ace VP has finally been lost. We do have the Panzer Grenadiers trying to capture that fuel point, and the Rifleman squad does fall back. We do have a, nope, that's just a Jeep, not the Greyhound. Greyhound's is on the build queue. So I can go for, he doesn't have enough munitions both for the armored skirts and for the 50 cal, but the armored skirts are likely to come first.
Greyhound on deck.
Oh, he did have enough for both. Just had enough. Doesn't have sticky bomb research yet, nor frag grenade research, so doesn't have to worry about any other munitions expenditure at the moment. A lot of fire coming out on the Jeep, received a bit of damage there, trying to be prepared by the engineers, but do fall back now. Now we do have a light ATF truck deployed out on the field as these Panzer Grenadiers may either push their way forward. This point is being decaptured. These Panzer Grenadiers start to engage as well.
We have an upgrade.
Panzer Grenadiers focus firing down these riflemen. And over here we've got the armor car engaging these riflemen, but there's two more Panzer Grenadiers here. Unlike these gotten AT grenades. Nobody ever researches that. And the rifleman squad here is receiving quite a bit of fire there. That rifleman squad won't stay around for all too long. Oh, mortar hit there. Is there a mortar half-track? Yes, we do see a mortar half-track out on the field. So we got a mortar half-track, a light ATF track, and 2 deployed on out by the Panzer Elite player.
Recon's on point.
AT gun being deployed on out. Very nice. He needs it to engage these light vehicles. Now got an M2 researched. No doctrine selection just yet. Could go for infantry, he could go for airborne, he could go for armor. Against all these Panzer Grenadiers, airborne wouldn't be half bad with the strafing runs. Infantry is always reasonable with the Rangers and or the M2. Off-map power shoot's always nice. And armor can be very reasonable as well, because Pershing and Calliope are always nice. But I don't know why, I have a feeling that Airborne may be the best out of the three with the strafing runs. Because the amount of infantry he has, the strafing runs could be very useful, because he's been blowing up quite a bit, so well-placed strafing run can do some serious damage.
Anti-tank on deck. Engineers get the
57mm.
at your service.
57mm. Engineers avoiding combat, and we've got these rifleman squads trying to capture some points now. Do got capture in favor of the Axis player, gaining a little bit of lead in tickets, but both sides still has a lot of tickets remaining. Greyhound's going to make his way forward. We may see an 80 gun shot relatively soon. Light half track is not a good angle. Mortar half track could receive an 80 gun shot relatively soon. That should be in range. And yep, does get spotted there. Fires, rolls, and misses with the AT gun.
Just give the order.
We do have a forward HQ deployed out right here. Unusual, but that could be very effective. And he does have base ceiling as well. On the right side, we got the Panzer Grenadiers engaging the riflemen. He decides to fall back with the riflemen, didn't like the engagement there with the armored car. In the center map, these guys are getting healed on up.
Rifle squad has the objective. That's a ball game. Construction finished.
Greyhound getting some good hits there onto the Panzer Grenadiers, forcing them back. Two mortar half-tracks have been deployed now. That's a lot of mortar half-tracks, so another Greyhound could be quite useful.
Uh-huh.
We're losing ground out there.
Long way from home.
2-2 rolling around. Light TF track and Kettengrad in this sector. As the riflemen start advancing, they do spot the Kettengrad. And they do spot the light ATF track as well. Mortar half tracks rotating on over, trying to throw some shots into these riflemen. Decides to fall back away from the light ATF track. Greyhound and Jeep are in this region. AT gun lines up a shot, rolls a hit there on the scout car.
Composition B is in. Troops can now make sticky bombs.
And sticky bombs are now available.
Artillery support is waiting to get go.
And he has got select the infantry doctrine, so switch over the Panzer lead player, see what doctrine he goes for. Over here, we got the rifleman squad falling on back. And it sounds like an incendiary mortar there. Sort of completely misses the AT gun. Rifleman squad's making their way forward. Do get some rounds there into the Kettengrad as the Greyhound's advancing as well. Light half-track is in the region, so Pat can get crit shot there onto the Greyhound.
Chaser, the enemy is stealing a victory point from beneath our noses. Unit has died in action.
Do have some shots there. The scout car does force back the rifleman. Panzer is pushing the way forward. We'll find the Greyhound. The Greyhound should be able to force him back. He is going to throw some rounds there onto the AT gun, but he's going to sustain a lot more losses in return. Jeep even charging him forward, and we also got the Flame Engineers. AT gun does fall back in time as we do have the light half track rotating on over. May get a crit shot off right there. Rolls a miss, however. Good hits there onto Lighty, half track.
Against one of Germany's victory points.
Oh, and I hear off-map power shoot now raining on top of the forward HQ. Making some good splash there. Another AT gun shot there on the mortar half track. Could get a kill there. It's sort of dancing around a bit. Fires a shot and rolls a miss, however. Riflemen make their advance, avoiding trying to engage the scout car, make it Alpha Light TF sticky bomb there. Light TF track is also pitching shots in. Greyhound could potentially get the rear armor of the Light TF track, and the dude's now being backed up into a corner and will likely get wiped out if it doesn't charge forward now. Light TF track does actually go down to the Greyhound. Does decide to charge him forward. Kettengrad actually body blocking his own 222 right there. Does get damage to engine there. He could go select the tank destroyer doctrine and get some repairability from the Kettengrad, but looks like he's not going to select the doctrine for that.
The Americans are capturing a sector.
Greyhound's trying to make his advance. Let's roll a miss there. Looks like a Jeep went down there. Or that could have been the Kettengrad, or a Kettengrad.
Americans are seizing territory.
And there goes the
weakening even now.
Armor car. The Kettengrad's still right there, so that must have been the Jeep. Though that looks like a... Yeah, that looks like a Jeep carcass. Rifleman pushes his way forward, gets some good damage there. Greyhound still has full health, so he's able to ward away these forces. The Ford HQ could be decrewed there by the Rifleman. And we've got the AT gun still set up over here, so can't get overran. Another light half track has been deployed on out to replace the one he lost. And we'll get some good shots there onto the AT gun. No stick bomb there onto the Kettengrad. We've got the 3-2-4-3 squads here. That Rifleman squad made it and fall back. Does use suppressive fire ability there. The Greyhound's coming here to support.
They're losing a munitions depot.
I thought I heard a landmine detonation. Greyhound's getting some hits there onto the Panzer Grenadiers, as this light half track does receive some hits as well. Rolls a miss, or maybe it's just trying to shoot some of these hedges. Does repair most of the health of the light half track. I heard another landmine detonation there, getting both of the mortar half tracks. As they're trying to launch a barrage there onto the engineers. He's not responding to it. He may not aware that it's been detonated. Good hits there onto the Riflemen, but the Panzer squads do fall back. He's playing against infantry doctrine. He doesn't realize it just yet. Nope. No, he should realize it because he knew about the off-map howitzer shoot. So going for mass Panzer is probably not like a great idea. It's not like he's going to plow in many more vehicles, at least not anytime soon. Though I suppose he has to use them to gain that Greyhound here, because he only has light half track. to engage it. Got 2 AT guns over here, like the Greyhound is at efficiency 2 as well.
We are losing a sector.
And a fresh armor car does receive some hits immediately. Getting some great hits there onto that rifleman. And got a damage engine there onto the 222. And the Panzer player has over 1,000 manpower. Jeez. Maybe he should go for Volksjägers.
We must protect our munitions from enemy advances. Kampfgruppe Lehr can now use
He is going to go for...
ground forces.
He can get Luftwaffe ground forces and Volksjägers right now. Not sure why he got both of those abilities. He can just go down one side and then perhaps deploy something else later on. Goes with Volksjägers now. Maybe want some Luftwaffe ground forces as well. And there's no music being played. Let's switch over back to the US player. There we go. Got some music. Looks like the... oh wait, no, artillery support's not available. That was not it coming off cooldown, but that's actually M2 now be able to be deployed. So we swap back at the exact right time.
Observation posts report we are losing a sector.
222 does get some shots there. We got the Greyhound now engaging, getting some good hits there. And we got the rifleman squads behind some heavy cover and open ground. Volksjägers making their advance. And we have the rifleman squad are falling back as well. Some of the heavy cover is disintegrating to the autocannon fire. AT gun and Jeep right there. We've got the M2 now being deployed on out. Panzer Grenadiers charging on forward, but they will just receive a lot of fire from the Greyhound. Volksjägers are in the group as well. Looks like the Jeep may go down. He can fire Panzerfaust with the Volksjägers. AT guns firing some shots over there. We also got the Panzer squads advancing, but looks like the Rifleman squad is there to intercept. This one the cutoff point has been decaptured. We got the Jeep rolling around, receiving mortar hits there. As he does take out the 222 right there. Mortar half track advancing as well. Maybe he's trying to eye for a base engagement. M2 now raining on in, forcing back those squads. Gets a good hit there onto the mortar half track. His barrage may have been in this area. Getting another decent hit there. Getting multiple good hits there. Greyhound does go down to the light ATF track, but the light ATF track itself goes down. And we've got an off-map power shooter now engaging over here. Not responding. Does fall back now. Got a bit lucky that he didn't lose that squad.
We're losing them as fast as we're getting them.
And I got some mortars raining on in. This building still captured, still set on up. Does get some reinforcements there. He does have his 3 structures here. He may be eyeing for the Panthers now. Switch back to him for a brief moment. He does have Panther research, so he's saving up his Panthers. Of course, with the Volksjäger doctrine selected, he can camouflage his Kettengrad.
They can support rapid deployment.
Rapid deployment now available. And grenades. Rifleman now receiving some fire there. There's too much. It's quite a bit of a blob there.
They're going after a fuel point.
I still believe airborne may have been the better option, just able to call in a strafe and run on these blobs and rip them apart. Rifleman squads making the road forward. Howitzers now raining on. behind the last known location of all these Panzer Grenadiers. We may see a grenade there. Pineapple grenade was thrown. Gets a good hit there. Throws another grenade there. Good damage all across the line. Does get a full wipe on one of the Panzer Grenadiers. Very nice. Jeep is here to support their fire support, as well as was the AT gun. AT gun's going back away. The Fallschirmjäger still has 4 models there, so you could potentially claim the pack gun, or not pack gun, AT gun. But he will, looks like he will manage to escape on out of there. US snipers pushes his way forward, gets some good hits in all these squads. Panthers are making his way forward, so he does have his Panthers.
We are losing a sector.
Objective secure. I'm defending.
Panthers do roll a miss there as the mortar half tracks continue to barrage this sector. Grab to capture that fuel point. An AT gun does find some shots over here, but looks like they rolled misses.
Munitions point under attack.
Panthers making their way forward. They don't receive a sticky bomb just yet. Riflemen do throw out a sticky bomb there. He will get the instant snare of one of these forces, on one of these Panthers. And no, he does not, actually. He may get an AT gun shut off in the rear armor. Does get a hit there, and does get another hit here as well from the one in the road. Does get another shot off, getting some good damage there onto the Panthers. No sticky bombs on the soft retreat path. He could throw a... no, he doesn't have enough munitions for how to shoot. Even though it seemed like a good time for one. Panthers pushes way forward. It's a little bit dangerous. He is actually low on munitions, unable to forward even a sticky bomb. That's why he didn't throw all the sticky bombs. He had no munitions for it. He's starting to repair up the Panther now. Got the AT gun shots, throwing some shots in as well as the Fallschirmjägers making their advance. He did lose an infantry squad. Must have been an engineer. Or one of the AT guns. No, he has all 3 of them. Or 2 of them. No, he had 3. Fallschirmjägers are pushing the way forward. They're at level 1 accuracy, veteran C. Able to get some good damage in. Sniper is here to support as well. Throws out Pineapple. And the Fallschirmjägers are getting some great damage there on the Rifleman now. And the Sniper, however, still getting some good hits there. This Fallschirmjäger squad is severely wounded, but still has 3 models remaining. AT gun trying to avoid the fire, but these riflemen should be able to force them back. M2 running on in somewhere, maybe over here. Looks like I'm going to be barraging over here, trying to hit those Panthers. Riflemen are going to get forced back both the Fallschirmjägers. They pushed way too far in. Panthers are mostly fully repaired, and we've got the mortar half tracks pushing the way down the center of the map. We've got the Kettengrad and Panzer Grenadiers kept to the left side of the map as well, at least the VP. The VPs are still quite similar.
Okay, done building.
We do have another M2 deployed on out, back there, and we do have a landmine detonation there as well from a mortar half track. An AT gun does get fully destroyed there by the AT half track as well, or mortar half track as well. Just got a good hit there onto the Panther.
We're losing ground out there.
And does find a landmine there as well, damaged engine, so both of them are getting a bit wounded. With damage in there, he could be able to hunt it down, but the AT guns are pretty far away. Rifleman looks like we'll take out that Kettengrad, no problem.
Target destroyed.
Rifleman do see some Panther fire there as the Fallschirmjägers make it their advance. Panzer Grenadiers making their advance. They do receive a mortar hit there with the riflemen. This one still has damage to making its advance, and as the houses are raining on in, trying to soften up the Panthers a little bit more. Potion makers are focus firing their riflemen. The firemen haven't been able to deal with potion makers all too well.
We are losing a sector.
They've got some AT gun shots onto the, or penetrating shots onto the AT gun. Of course, they do roll some misses. On the right side, we've got the riflemen captured the right side of the map, captured eye from the VP beforehand, but both sides just have so many VPs remaining. This game's going to be probably whoever's going to back out first before actually one player side loses to VPs. Got two AT guns here. That's a Jeep there and another AT gun here. Off-map power shoot running on in somewhere. Looks like off-map power shoot's trying to engage over here. Getting some good hits there onto the Fallschirmjägers.
Down here.
Getting some good hits there onto the riflemen. Multiple good hits there on the riflemen. Jeep doing a nice little recon there, but of course doesn't receive a whole lot of damage actually. And it looks like there's now a capture in favor of the US players, so the tickets are going to be start evening out. US players are going to be eyeing for a capture over here as well. We'll eventually get a triple capture in his favor, which will be useful. It looks like the Panzer Elite player going for the cutoff point first to get that munitions income in. Palace are now running on in, traps eyeing to hit that point, but decides to go to the VP now.
We hold the initiative. This race will be taken Berlin by Christmas.
Kaliningrad pushes his way forward. We do have the two mortar half-tracks still set up in a good position there. At this point has been captured, so there's now a double capture against the Panzer Elite player, but soon to be just a single capture. The tickets are, the US player has now pulled ahead with the tickets.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
And off-map power shoots somewhere. Ah, right there. Trying to get some good hits there on the Panthers, and do get some good hits in. AT Guns finds a good angle there. One more shot, and that Panther is dead. And it rolls a miss. Oh, I heard it sound like a landmine. Those are some butterfly bombs in this region. Does he got the Kaliningrad with the AT gun? It does not give any level of efficiency. Riflemen are going to be running down these mortar half-tracks. They're actually quite wounded, at least one of them. Does get that one fully goes down. The Fallschirmjägers are being focused down as well. This other one may receive a sticky bomb. He's trying to hit this squad here, but he's getting gunned down by the other rifleman squad. He does not get a sticky bomb off on the mortar half-track, and now the Fallschirmjägers being focus fired as well.
Enemy unit down.
Ooh! AT gun might find a shot there. Nope, does get artilleried. And looks like the Panzer Elite player will go ahead and cast GG. A little bit early to cast some GG. The game still has plenty ahead. Huh. And he has backed out of the game. This Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.